This may not look like a Fenton lamp, but indeed it is. In tonight's Collector's Showcase, we'll feature this Poppies lamp and talk about the reverse painted lamps of the Connoisseur Collection.
You are watching the channel for Fenton glass, lamps, and Victorian style. In 1983, Fenton made a shift to appeal yet more to collectors, specifically when they introduced the Connoisseur Collection.
The idea was to pay homage to great glass-making techniques, both from Fenton's own long history and from other manufacturers of the past.
A good indicator that an item may be from the Connoisseur Collection is if it represents a special glass-making treatment and has a limited number identified on the piece.
In 1993, they would begin making reverse-painted lamps in the spirit of Handel, the first one being from an actual Handel mold even.
The glass-making process was also patterned, taking multiple painting and firing steps over the course of several days.
A year later, Francis Burton would work on painting both sides of the shade to create a three-dimensional effect.
This lamp comes from the 1996 collection, limited to a maximum run of 400. It is quite large, a 17-inch diameter shade and 33 inches tall, with each side painted, which creates that three-dimensional effect and looks almost like an old-time movie projection. You can see the designs are split symmetrically to be on one side of the glass or the other to enhance this effect. Half the poppy on the top side, the other half from underneath. Same with the butterfly and foliage.
Reverse painting gives a smoothness, as it can form to the machine finish of the molded glass. It also gives depth, similar to the way cars are painted. The color is the base layer, and several coats of clear give an impression of gloss, depth, a liquid-like appearance.
We can see this effect more obviously in the example of this fireplace screen. The one side has a painted texture. The other, the design sits behind the thickness of the glass.
I particularly enjoy the ornate base of this poppy lamp.
This base is in perfect spirit with the bases on Handel, Tiffany, and other very early electric lamps popular in both reverse painted and slag glass styles. An open shade in a dome or bell shape and a cluster of 2 or 3 opposing sockets operated by pulls are other hallmarks of this design. You can see that Fenton had in mind not just the glass making, but the entire product as a homage to the history of reverse painted lamps. The Poppies lamp would win a Discover Award from the Society of Glass and Ceramic Decorators.
I wrote to Francis Burton a few years back to share my appreciation of her work, and she told me that the inspiration for the design came from her own garden, as that year she had poppies growing, and she's always been fond of butterflies and flowers.
Through the Connoisseur Collection, Fenton prioritized above all other things the artistry of historic glassmaking techniques, and in doing so, rewarded their growing base of loyal collectors and brought back the heritage of quality reverse-painted lamps.
Please share your Fenton reverse-painted lamps of the Connoisseur Collection in the comments below. Thank you so much, and see you next week.
Celebrate the history of L.G. Wright's famous embossed rose pattern in our next episode by selecting Now. And for additional YouTube channels featuring other topics, visit infeedvideo.com.